So as you can see, this morning the ants are already out of their test tube. It happened a lot quicker than I expected. I actually looked first thing this morning, probably about 8 o'clock, and the test tube, as you can see here, was complete. It was completely full actually of ants at that time at 8 o'clock. So I thought, okay, they're not moved yet, and I did think that they would take probably a few days, to be honest, to move. So I wasn't surprised they were still in there. I came back an hour later and couldn't see a single ant. For a second I was kind of panicking, thinking, uh-oh, what happened? Maybe they've escaped or something, but they hadn't. Luckily they've just come into this nest box area. So it's very carefully lifted up. They've been in here for a few hours now. You can see them all in there, looking quite happy. The queen's on the left, and the workers are kind of huddled around her. Got plenty of, they moved all their seed as well. As I was saying before, there doesn't seem to be many brood, if any. So just really workers and the queen. That might be because of the time of year. It's kind of the time of year where they're going into dormancy, so it's not that surprising really that there's no brood. But as you can see from the arena, they've taken out all the seed apart from 2. I added a bit more sugar water, but I don't think they're going to touch it, to be honest, because as I say, Messor Barbarus don't really touch sugar water a huge amount. And they did eat quite a bit of that hoverfly larva the other day. That's what's left of it now. Quite a lot of it has been eaten, probably about a third of it or something. The rest of it is just probably, I reckon it's just kind of shrunk because it's shriveled up, but I reckon only about a third was eaten. But it was interesting watching them because you could see they were definitely messaging each other. Some would run into the test tube, and then as soon as they ran in, they'd run back out, and about 5 would follow them. So they kept coming in waves. There would be a lot of them on the hoverfly larva. And then what would happen is it would go down to 1, that 1 would run back to the nest, and then another 5 would come out, and it would all start, and there'd be loads of them on it again. Then they start repeating out, and it just kept going in waves like that, so there'd be suddenly loads, and then suddenly none, or just 1. So that's it for the first day really, the first 24 hours I've had these ants. Now I'm not expecting a lot to happen with them really. As I say, it's really very early in this nest that I've had them, and it's November now, so they're going to come into dormancy pretty soon, so I'm not expecting a whole lot of activity really. And it will actually be reducing the heat mat. You can see at the back there's quite a lot of condensation which has come up from the water plugs, from the little basically kind of some kind of absorbent plaster that sucks up the moisture from a tank below. Because the heat mat at the moment was below that, it was forcing a lot of moisture up, so I've actually removed the heat mat now, so it's no longer under that, so hopefully the moisture shouldn't build up as fast as it did just then. As you saw, and as you can see, there is 1 or 2 brood in there, but very few. So that's all for now. I'll leave these guys in peace, and I'll hopefully give them a bit of feed in a few days' time. So it's been approximately 4 days now since I've had the ants. As you can see, they've now relocated to a slightly warmer but more humid chamber. They were originally in this lower chamber here, but they've now relocated here, and you can see the queen. I must say that I've noticed these ants are a lot more active than ants I've had before, much more than the Lasius niger and the Myrmica. I noticed, as you see these top 2 up here, there's always a few ants which seem to be munching on food. They always seem to be eating stuff, seem to have a much bigger appetite than other ants. It might be the fact that they eat seed and maybe they need a lot more processing, I'm not sure, but you can see them munching on something there. There's currently about 4 larvae in the nest, possibly eggs, but I can't really tell. They might be a bit too small for me to see. Maybe if you guys can see them in this video, let me know, but I can't really tell if there's any eggs. There's certainly quite a lot of brood though. Let's say there's about 4 larvae. Still not a lot. I thought there'd be a lot more than this when I got it, but as I say, when they actually came, there was pretty much no brood whatsoever. And I think that's because it's coming into autumn now. And I'll be hibernating these within a week actually, so I don't really want them to be too much brood. But they've definitely been going crazy for protein. You can see this kind of waste chamber over here. That's actually a lot of tuna that they seem to have eaten up. I gave them a small piece of tuna and they went absolutely crazy. All the ants came swarming out and they were chewing it for probably about an hour or 2. Queen ant as well was chewing it, and they really seemed to enjoy the tuna. I also gave them a small spider. That's completely disappeared. There's absolutely no sign of the spider anymore, so they must have consumed that. I also gave them a bit of Brazil nut, which they've consumed completely, and not too many seeds because they've already got a lot. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to give them a lot more seeds because I want them to build up their stores ready for hibernation, because during hibernation I won't really be giving them any food. It'll be cold temperatures, so they won't really be venturing out at all. So I need to build up their food supplies. I used a variety of different seeds because they've got a lot of this type of seed. For some reason the new seeds I've given them, they kind of left in the entrance. Don't seem as interested, but I feel like I need to give them more of a variety of seeds. Especially as I'm not sure if they can really crack these seeds open. Does not have any majors. So I don't know if there are eggs down there in the bottom right of the chamber. I certainly can't tell by naked eye. Maybe with the magnifying glass I can try and see, or maybe with the use of the camera as well. But I'll have a little zoom in. So as I was saying, I'm not sure if that white dot there is eggs or not. You can certainly see the one on the left is as a larva, but down there the ants are kind of blocking it at the moment. They could be eggs or something. Very hard to tell really, especially as the ants are now blocking it. And they're so small that I'm struggling to film it. What I'm going to try and do is try and get some better lenses, because at the moment these lenses are from my old camera and they're not really the right size, so I have to hold them by hand. But I'll try and get some better lenses. You can certainly see closer up on the queen there. As you can see there's a lot of light diffraction really, and the camera doesn't really focus very well. So there's that white lump again. As I say, hopefully I can tell from this if they're eggs or not, but very difficult to tell with this kind of camera setup.